Hey there, I'm Lindsay Dreyer, and this is the Happy Agent Co. podcast, the real estate podcast for real estate agents and team leads who want to build a business that actually feels good. I've been in real estate for over 20 years, and I created this show because I was tired of the same old one-size-fits-all advice. Each week, I share my tips and strategies along with guest interviews that feature agents who are building a life and business they love. If you're done following outdated advice that does not fit your life and you're ready for a smarter, more human way to grow your real estate business, you're in the right place. Quick pause. I have something really special for you. On Thursday, November 20th from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern, I am hosting Aligned AF, a workshop that is going to help you get organized, your business, and your life for 2026. This is a 2-hour guided workshop where we will look at what worked in 2025 and design a life and business you actually want in 2026. We will get aligned on what your business goals are along with your personal goals. We will dream bigger and also get practical on how we are going to make things happen. Think of it as your intentional kickoff to the new year that's done before the holiday crazy hits. Seats are limited. This is an intimate 15-person session, so grab yours now at happyagent.link/2026. Again, that's happyagent.link/2026, and link is also in the show notes. I cannot wait to plan with you. Hey there, I am Lindsay Dreyer, real estate coach, brokerage owner, and mom of 3. And thank you for tuning in today. If we are not friends on Facebook or Instagram, please come find me, Lindsay Dreyer, and lindsay.dreyer on Instagram. Today, we are going to be talking about something that I think is so crucial, because if you have ever looked at your to-do list and thought, why can't I just do the things I said I was going to do? This is the episode for you, because here is the dirty, dirty truth. You are not lazy. You are overwhelmed. And a lot of times this is because your nervous system is maxed out. So your brain gets foggy, your energy gets scattered, and it's not because you don't care, but it's because you are in survival mode. So today we're going to dive into how nervous system dysregulation shows up in your real estate business, what it really means to manage your energy and not just your schedule, and the specific tools that I use and sometimes teach to come back to your center so you can take aligned, sustainable action again. So you're probably like, Lindsay, this is like a little woo-woo maybe. But I want to let you know that I have my yoga teacher certification. I have been meditating for a very long time, and I have been in therapy a lot. So regulation has become a super important part of my real estate business, and I want to let you in on this little secret. So let's get you out of freeze mode and back into your power. For those of you that aren't familiar with regulation, real estate is emotionally intense. I mean, this is like non-disputable, right? We are dealing with client stress, financial pressure, unpredictable days, and agents are constantly shifting between high adrenaline, which is your negotiations, your deadlines, and then total depletion. And this creates nervous system dysregulation, which honestly, it shows up as a bunch of things. Shows up as procrastination. It can show up as brain fog. It can show up as avoidance. It can show up as doom scrolling or scroll holes. It can show up as over planning, but not executing because you want to feel like you're being productive, but you don't have the energy to actually do anything. Or you're just feeling like everything is too much. And then add on top of that, your demands of home life, especially if you're a mom. Like, it is a lot. Like, no wonder your nervous system is dysregulated. So I want you to think about the last time you said, I just need to get my life together. I just need to get my business together. And what if it wasn't necessarily about being disorganized, but it was actually your body asking for safety and stillness? Yeah. Like, what if it wasn't just like you being a hot mess express? Because it probably wasn't. It was just your nervous system asking for you to calm the fuck down. I know a lot of you have probably heard of like fight or flight or the different phases of being dysregulated. So Your nervous system isn't just emotional. It's actually how you respond to stress and pressure and your demands. And so there's three main states of your nervous system. And this is honestly very like high level, but you have fight or flight, which is your anxious action, the panic, the hustle. I know we all get into that when there's an offer deadline. There's freeze, which is when you shut down, you're just in like paralysis, you're avoiding things. And then there's regulated, which is where you're calm, you're focused, you're creative. And honestly, this is like your flow state. This is where things just kind of feel good, like they're effortless and like you just deal with everything as it comes and it's not stressing you out. This matters in your real estate business because you can't write content from a dysregulated state. You can't make phone calls from a dysregulated state. You can't help your real estate clients or negotiate deals at your best from a dysregulated state. And that is something that I don't think is communicated enough in our industry, is that we have so much dysregulation, not only ours, our clients, maybe the agent on the other side, the client on the other side. We are all operating in this heightened state of fight or flight or freeze. And so it is really important to realize when it's happening to you, because you don't necessarily need more discipline. You don't need more time blocking. You don't need more. What you really need is to get into a state of regulation. So this is the difference between doing your lead generation in 45 minutes or you're staring at your computer for 4 hours and you end up scrolling Instagram or Facebook for like hours and hours and hours. So just knowing that information can be really helpful. I really believe that energy management is actually more advantageous than time management. So I want you to stop pretending that your calendar is the only thing that matters. Energy management is actually really what matters. And what energy management means, and what I mean in this context, is that you need to know when you are most alert, when you are most regulated, and when you are most drained or dysregulated. This can also be working with your natural cycle. So it could be your monthly cycle, it could be hormonal cycles, it could be seasonal. And so it's really knowing when do you do your best work, not only on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, quarterly, seasonally. And it's also about rebuilding your capacity, not necessarily cramming in more. So some tactical practices or things that you can do. You can create a daily check-in. What do I need today? Is it structure? Is it stillness? Is it stimulation? And then you're designing your week based on your energy. So I know for me, by Friday, I am like done. That is my cleanup day, get things wrapped up for the weekend. Like I just like am pretty done. So I save creative work for Tuesdays and Wednesdays typically, because that's when I feel the most creative. That's when I feel like I have the best flow state. And then using white space as a tool. And by white space, I mean just like blank space. Like go for a walk, like just find some space. And it is not just a luxury. You really can use it as a tool to kind of like reset, because you can't run your business on fumes. And you don't earn your rest by doing enough. You actually are worthy of rest just because you're a human being. And that is something that I've been trying to train myself, is that if you are tired or if you need rest, because rest is a tool, you don't have to earn it. You get it because you are a human who needs it. Now let's dive into some more practical tools that you can use. So here is what I personally have found worked for me. Breathing. Yep, I know it sounds stupid, but breathing and intentionally just closing your eyes, shutting down everything around you and just breathing. It could be for 30 seconds. It could be for 1 minute. It does not even need to be for more than 1 minute, but just inhaling through your nose. Long exhale through your mouth with a sigh usually, and doing like 2 to 3 rounds of that resets you typically in under 3 minutes. The next is movement breaks. Now, the body gets all that adrenaline built up in your fight or flight. And back in the caveman days, it was because we were in danger and we needed to get away from a threat. And in modern day in real estate, there is no actual physical threat. No one's coming after us with their teeth. There's no lion. But our body doesn't know the difference. And so we have to move. We have to get that adrenaline and work it out of our body. So moving can really help reset that fight or flight in your body and help you shift out of it. Same with freeze. Like it can absolutely help you out of freeze too. So if anytime you're feeling dysregulated, I know moving is like the last thing you want to do. You just want to like get into things and like do more and get frantic. But the best thing you can do is go move. And that could be walking, it could be running, it could be riding a bike, it could be anything, just moving your body. The next thing is regulate before you work, especially if you have a problem that you are trying to solve or dive into. Do not force yourself into productivity. Prep your nervous system first. So I know this always comes up for me when I'm negotiating something or a deal blows up and I'm like, oh my God, and it always happens at like dinner time or sometime that's very inconvenient, like my kids sick from school that day or something like that. And I'm already kind of in a almost dysregulated state, if not a completely dysregulated state. And I have to actually like do either breathing or go move. And I need to like just reset myself before I even like talk to my client, before I even strategize on how to solve the problem. I need to make sure that I am getting myself into a regulated state before I'm working. This also comes into effect if I'm nervous for like a listing presentation or a buyer presentation, or if I'm about to go and like publicly speak. So it's all about getting regulated. And for me, honestly, it's breathing and moving. The other thing is sometimes throughout my day, I don't even know that I am getting into these zones. Like sometimes I don't even know that I'm like getting dysregulated. So I am going through a massive rebrand right now. I'm renaming my brokerage to a completely new name, new identity, new brand positioning, literally new everything. And I like kind of just hit a wall. Like I could feel the freeze actually like sit in. I just was like, and my brain was like going crazy, like mile a minute. And I realized like, all right, I got to shut this down for the day. I need to go outside and like go meditate for like 5 minutes in the grass. And so I did that. And honestly, it was like exactly what I needed. And what I realized was I was done for the day. I didn't need to be doing any more on this. Like I just needed to get regulated and get out of doing the stuff for the day. So if you are in that spot, it's really nice to like time block things or just plan buffer time between appointments or things that you know are going to be stressful. So things that you could do for your time block of recovery, it could be just like a 10-minute walk. It could be a 10-minute screen break. It could be no client Mondays. Literally anything you can do to build in that space in your calendar so you're not rushing and so you're not in that fight or flight freeze mode between appointments or like just for all day. Because I know if I'm in that zone and I get home, it's like a nightmare. Like, so even what I started doing was taking like a time block between my end of the workday and then coming home to do dinner and kids and all of that. So even a little reset there is super helpful. And then the other last thing is just being aware of your nervous system when it comes to decision making. So knowing that you're in a dysregulated state, don't ever make big business decisions. Don't ever deal with high stakes negotiations when you're dysregulated because you are going to make horrible decisions and you're not serving your clients in the best way you can. So if you can, either cancel it, delay it, move it to the next day. Like if you can, and even if it's just like 15 minutes or 20 minutes, like do what you can do, but try not to rush from thing to thing to thing because you are not going to make the best decisions. So I want you to think, what is one tool that can help you feel safe, grounded, and clear? I'm curious if you even have one right now. Like, what's your go-to? Is it breathing, breath work? Is it moving? Is it just getting some space? Is it a walk in nature? Like, what is that go-to? Because you do not need to overhaul your life. You just need to implement things that make your nervous system feel safe and regulated. What I want you to take away from this episode is that you're not flaky and you're not inconsistent and you're not lazy. That is something we tell ourselves so often, and we need to stop with the negative self-talk. Most of the time, you are over capacity and your body is doing its best to protect you. But I am telling you that you can run your business from a place of calm, and you are allowed to take a beat before you take action on something. And you are allowed to create a business that supports your nervous system first and your to-do list second. It is hard. It is easier said than done. And it is a practice, just like anything, just like any spiritual practice or meditation practice. Like, you're never going to get it perfect, but it's all about that awareness. So if you've been beating yourself up for not being quote unquote unmotivated or feeling like you can't catch up or get ahead, I want you to call BS on that story right now. You are not lazy. You are just overdue for a reset. I hope that I was able to reframe this, I think, really important topic in real estate, which is we are not lazy. We are just overwhelmed. There is a lot on our plate. If there's an agent you feel like needed this episode, please feel free to forward it. And until next time, stay happy. Hey there, quick favor. If you enjoyed today's episode, would you take a few seconds to leave a quick review? It would mean the world to me. I also want to thank you for tuning into this episode of the Happy Agent Co podcast. I hope you feel inspired to keep building a life and business you love. Until next time, stay